Now, what y'all came here for? What y'all came here for is talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Let's just be honest. I put the Dallas Cowboys in the title segment and everybody come flocking in. Talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Even though we were talking about 5 other teams, they're talking about Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys. That's why they're America's team. But let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys do welcome the Detroit Lions into town this weekend. Fresh off the win on Sunday Night Football over the Pittsburgh Steelers in a dominating fashion. That's right, they dominated the Pittsburgh Steelers, let's be honest. They have now won 2 games in a row with wins over the Giants and the Pittsburgh Steelers. But before that, they did have back-to-back losses to the Saints, which they got dominated, and to the Ravens when they got dominated for 3 quarters. Come back in the 4th quarter to make it somewhat a respectable game, but they got dominated as well. Both of those teams are pretty good, meaning the Saints and the Ravens. Right now, the Dallas Cowboys defense is ranked 14th in the NFL. But I think the Dallas Cowboys defense is better without Micah Parsons. They have better run stoppage, they have better blitz packages, and they're more well-rounded too, we'll be honest. So I expect their ranking to go up week after week after week. The offense right now is ranked 12th, scoring 24 points per game with 353 yards respectively. So the 3-2 Dallas Cowboys do welcome the Detroit Lions into town. This is a true telling game for both teams. So we got to ask the question, are the Dallas Cowboys contenders or are they pretenders? Guys, the Dallas Cowboys are contenders. The Dallas Cowboys are contenders. Let me say it one more time for the people in the back. They are contenders. They stopped the rushing game last week versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's been the biggest Achilles heel for them all season long. Stop the run, stop the run, stop the run. They did it last week for the Pittsburgh Steelers without Micah Parsons and without 4 other starters on that defense. Now, this is a prove-it week for them. This is a prove-it week for them versus the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are a tough team. They do have one of the best 1-2 running back combos in the NFL. They do have a top 5 quarterback as well in Jared Goff. It is going to be a tough test. And if you look at the schedule for the Dallas Cowboys moving forward, we talked about the Seahawks schedule being tough. The Dallas Cowboys schedule is tough. They do play the Detroit Lions. Really good team. They play the San Francisco 49ers, starting to get their mojo back. They do play the Falcons. Eagles, potentially could be a good game, could be a good team. This week is telling for the Philadelphia Eagles. And then they play the Texans and the Commanders. I think if they win 3 out of their next 6, they will get that mojo. They'll get that swag and they'll get hot. Then you add Devontae Adams, you bring in Nick Chubb as well from the Cleveland Browns. Bada bing, bada boom. They are going to get hot. They're going to take off in the last quarter of the season into the playoffs. They're going to be unstoppable. Guys, the Dallas Cowboys are contenders. They've shown it that they have the ability to win a lot of football games. Now, the defense has been a little sus. The 2 losses versus the Saints and the Ravens. But they played well versus a Giants team that we might be sleeping on a little bit. They played really well. They dominated the Pittsburgh Steelers, a playoff-bound Pittsburgh Steelers team, I might add. Going to win that North. But this week is telling for them, and they are contenders. They are a 100% contenders are the Dallas Cowboys. So, guys, in the comments below, are the Dallas Cowboys contenders or pretenders? John says the Dallas Cowboys are by-tender, so they're both contenders and pretenders. Okay. Elaborate on that, John. Elaborate. John says the Dallas Cowgirls, get them out of here. Get them out of here. That was my best Boston accent I can get. John says the Lions are getting that ass this weekend. John says the Lions dominate them in their own home. John's being a Lions fan that he is, said the Detroit Lions are going to report eligible. Once they get on the plane, when they come down to Dallas, Skipper's going to be like, hey, I'm eligible. All games, he's like, I'm eligible. And they're going to dominate that ass. Kevin Cummings says they have no running game. The Dallas Cowboys are pretenders. Kevin, I would agree with you, but Zeke came out today, and I posted it here on Facebook.com/manhour and also on our Discord, that Zeke Elliott wants the ball. He wants the ball more. He's ready to prove that he is worth his weight in gold. He is ready to carry this team into the promised land. You give this ball to Zeke some more, bada bing, bada boom. But I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to surprise us. I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to go out there and they're going to trade for a running back. Whether it be somebody like Nick Chubb. It might be with the Kansas City Chiefs and get Clyde Edwards-Helaire. The Kansas City Chiefs have potentially 3 starting running backs on their roster with Ajay Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, and CEH, and also got Carson Steele. The Dallas Cowboys like, hey, Chiefs, what do you want for Clyde Edwards-Helaire? We know he's been on your IR for some mental health issues, some PTSD. But hey, what do you want for him? Cowboys are going to make a play in the running back room. John says the Lions do report. But then he comes out and says the Contenders still hate me, these Cowboys. So John's saying, I hate the Dallas Cowboys. I hate everything about them. They cheated, but they're still Contenders. True. Kevin says, speaking for my Lions friend Burstella, Lions going to stomp that ass, boy. Dallas has also shown how they can lose a shit ton of games too. They have. The Dallas Cowboys have shown you how they can lose, but they also shown you how they can win as well. And Kevin says, I don't give a F what Zeke says. He's past his prime. He's not even a top 15 running back in the league. You're right. He's number 2 on his team, if not number 3. That's why they're trading for a running back. John says they can't stop the run. The Lions running backs. They're going to have 200 yards on the ground. And I beg to differ. I think it's going to be a shootout this weekend. I think this weekend between the Dallas Cowboys and the Detroit Lions are going to be much like the Ravens and Bengals last week. 38-20-25. The person who has the ball last is probably going to win this game. So I don't care if the Lions have 200 yards on the like on the ground, or each back has 200 yards, like John says. The Dallas Cowboys are contenders, baby. They're contenders. So, guys, in the comments below, are they contenders or are they pretenders?